What's going on, guys? Today we're looking at Battlefield. If you don't know me, my name's Johnboy. I do a lot of gameplay videos, tips and tricks, and tutorials. But today, I'm doing first impression on Battlefield 2042. Let's get after it. Honestly, I was pretty surprised by the game. I played the beta. I was really into the beta. I liked it. Obviously, had its problems. We all understand that it's a beta. Jumping in Battlefield yesterday was amazing. I had a great time. It's fun. It was what you expect in Battlefield. So I'm a little biased because I've been a Battlefield fan since 1942. So pretty much the entire Battlefield series. But honestly, it's fun. It took a little adjustment. The map's very big. I got kind of a list of my pros and cons of Battlefield 2042. I didn't get into Hazard Zone. I might do a different review of Hazard Zone. That was the one mode I didn't get to play. I played a couple matches of Portal, but nothing crazy. So I'm probably gonna leave that a little bit out as well. Honestly, first things first, the game is beautiful. Even the Portal mode, bringing back the old versions of maps, it is beautiful. They did a fantastic job on the design. Even the color is beautiful. Like, they did a great job. I can't say enough about that. The tanks look beautiful. The models for the tanks are probably one of my favorite things. I was in the military, so seeing stuff like that I've seen in real life, it shows they put so much detail into those things. Honestly, the design team, good job, because that is fantastic. Honestly, the maps look great. They're big. They're exactly what they said they were going to be. They're massive. They have, you need vehicles to get around because they're so big. There's so much going on with all the people. I'm playing on one of the Xbox Series systems. So honestly, 128 players is awesome. It's crazy in the beginning. It's really nuts in the beginning. You just die instantly. After a while, you get used to it and you figure out who to spawn on, where to spawn, and what angles to come at. You'll still spawn on someone and instantly die. That's Battlefield. That's been that way forever. At the same time, it's fun. The maps are great. The vehicles are good. They're still a little slippery. They don't have much traction, especially when you're using your boost. But that's just a learning curve. I'm sure people will get really good at driving. I will not. I'm a horrible driver in these games. That's fine. If there's a tree, I will hit it. But honestly, like, the gun mechanics is great. Everything felt smooth. The recoil obviously is not smooth because it's supposed to be, but it's learnable. And by the end of the day, I probably played 15 matches, and by the end of the day, I got so used to the guns and the customization of the guns. Just the plus system itself, it works. And I have no problem with it. The plus system works great. I was using a light machine gun and no problems switching out things, switching out ammo types. But yeah, the gun mechanics, the recoil, it feels good. And even running by people and having to turn around, swap to a pistol, it just felt smooth. They really did a good job making sure it was perfect. It was good in the beta. The beta did a great job of showing off how good the mechanics were there. You can tell they just smoothed it out a little bit. They put the final polish on it, and it feels great. It really does. Portal, what I did play at Portal, I only played, I think, a match and a half. I joined one and it ended. I played, I believe it was two Bad Company 2 games, and man, it felt like Bad Company 2. I'm not gonna lie. It was the settings were just Bad Company settings. It felt like a completely different game. 100% different game. It felt good. I didn't have enough to actually go on for Portal, so I'm gonna hold off on that. All I can say is the games I played felt great, but I know other people played the Battlefield 3 versions and said they felt great, but there's going to be a lot of customization in that, which I really do like. And there's going to be some interesting servers, rockets only servers. I seen one that was rockets only, but you had to jump 5 times to reload. That's interesting. Now that you can add those little details that you never could before, it's gonna change up a little bit. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see. When the servers were working, I know a lot of people, including myself, had a problem with the servers not keeping up. And I don't know if that was just not expected or they had something go wrong on their servers. Obviously, EA knows their servers are gonna get full. So they had probably thousands, if not probably a million servers. Something had to go wrong on EA's side, and I don't think it was just there was a lot of people. It was definitely something on their side that crashed servers, crashed everything, which was very annoying. And the only way I found to get the game working was to completely exit the game, close it out, and then reopen it and try a couple times. If it didn't work, then do it again until I got into a game, and then not leave that game. As soon as I got into a server, I would just let the menus go and it would just join me into a new game, and somehow that worked. So if you're still having problems with that, try it. Close your game out, turn it back on. If you can get in, great. Don't leave the menu, just stay there. All right, switching over to the cons I have. Some of these are not 100% cons. Some are what I saw, just what I saw in the one day. And the big topic is the servers. Yes, it's a new game, it's a new servers, but EA's got to be on top of it. It is what it is. It happens, but you got to have those backups. And it's disappointing, because I probably could have got in 50 games yesterday. I probably played 20. And when you're trying to build that first impression on your new game, you gotta show up. And EA servers did not show up. It is what it is. Happens. The maps. Too big? Maybe. I don't know. The maps... There's a lot of open space. There's a lot of just running to run. There's nothing, I mean, it's just open. Like it's just either a desert or some forest or, you know, something. But it's always just open. There's nothing ever really going on. There's no cover. There's no reason to do it. If you can't spawn a vehicle, you might be running for, 10 minutes before you even get to see another person in the distance. Not even able to shoot them, just in the distance. And it kind of kills morale. I found myself waiting at bases for something to happen sometimes, or until I could spawn a vehicle. Yeah, that part kind of got boring. When you have to travel, a good ways, I don't want to run that whole way. It kind of sucks. Now, if there was cover, if there was terrain to get around, like I know one of the desert maps has like small cities in between, or small buildings in between the capture points, that was fine. I had no problem running through there because I could jump through buildings. I had fun running through, and there was always a couple enemies in there. There was always someone hiding, snipers around. That was fun. Now, I did play one game that my entire team went to one base on one side of the map, and the entire team stayed there the entire game. That was a rough game. No one moved. All the vehicles were there. Helicopters were there. Planes were there flying over. The jets would kind of move around. Every single infantry person stayed at the stadium on the desert map. I can't remember the names yet. I'll get better at the names, but it was the desert map with the stadium, and they stayed there the entire game. Let's just say we lost that game badly. It was maybe a 6-minute long game because they had everything else and we had A. Just because you got giant maps, you gotta make them movable. You gotta have something. And obviously people are still learning the game. I did see a lot of people reviving. Fantastic. I saw a lot of people throwing ammo. Fantastic. Loved that. Definitely helped the maps. Just, we need to throw little things in the middle of each space. Even if it's blown up tanks, if it's a crashed helicopter, just something that you can use for cover, because snipers, I was sniping for a while and I was just picking off people that were just trying to get around the map. And no one likes to just be like, oh, I gotta go over here now, and they're running and running, and then they just get sniped in the head, and they're like, okay, well, thank God I ran halfway. No one likes that. So that's one of my cons. My last con, there's not many cons. My last con, the menu system, especially for the main menu where you can customize your weapons, customize your you can customize your loadout, your weapons, your character. You can customize all that. It took me so long to get a handle on what was going on. I don't know why the buttons are kind of mapped that way. I feel like if you reversed it where the triggers and the paddles, or the LB, LRB, were swapped, so you hit trigger to bring over your menu and then use the right bumper to go to your classification of that menu, I feel like that'd be better. But at the same time, now it's just going to confuse people. And in game, when you want to change your specialist out for a different one, that's not bad. But when you want to change your specialist and then change your kit but have a different gun on, man, it can take time. And especially when you're trying to spawn on someone who's in a good spot, by the time you get through the menu to put on a sniper, to make sure your scope's good, to, you know, get your stuff together, he's dead and there's no more spawning on him. So it could be just a learning curve, and I'm okay with learning the system, but it could have been easier. The color system, I understand the teal, cyan and white color system. Change the white to a gray and everything would be fine. The white is throwing everything off, especially when you go to your settings. When you go to your settings, you don't know which one's on or which one's off. If one was gray and one was blue, and blue, you know, the lighter color is usually the one that is on, or, you know, is clicked on. That's easy. When one is white and one is blue, it gets confusing. Just tone down the white to a gray and there'd be no issues. But honestly, overall, I had so much fun. Vehicles flying and blowing up in your face and just getting thrown around the map. Someone got launched into water in my game. They drove a tank in the water and it launched them like 40 feet in the air. That's not bad mechanics. That is a fantastic moment. And that is a Battlefield only moment. So honestly, I have no problem with the crazy stuff in Battlefield. That is what it's made for. And I had a lot of fun day one. Now, in a week, when the update comes out and Dozer gets fixed, and a lot of other things that probably will come down the pipeline, we'll see. We'll see how good the game feels after the first update. Maybe I'll make a video on it. But if you did like this video talking about Battlefield, hanging out, please like the video, subscribe if you want to see more. There'll be plenty of more content, including some best weapons, best loadouts will be coming at you. All right, have a good one.